Welcome to my craft area. I'm Anna Hellman and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Let's look at today's project. I come to you today with some simple stamping card ideas. I do love to make simple cards and I love to share them with you because I know some of you are just learning to stamp and some of you that's your style and some of you sometimes just need to stamp some cards really quickly. So this is the set we're going to be using today. I love, for simple cards, I love a stamp set that has some really pretty images and an assortment of greetings, and this set has that. So I will be using my Stamparatus for most of my stamping today. And let's get this in here so you don't see that reflection the whole time. What I'm going to start with is a plain white card, and I did cut this piece. I'm going to put this on top of the actual card base. So my card bases for all of these measure 5.5 by 8.5, and then I have folded them in half. And then this piece measures 3 3/4 by 5. And I am using my Stamparatus, like I said. If you want to, you can absolutely use your regular acrylic blocks to do the stamping for all of this. But I'll actually do an assortment of using both. So I'm going to line up the stamps where I want them here. Rotate this over to pick them up. And I have decided for these first two cards, I am going to stamp them all in one color, just to keep them really simple. So ink that up, rotate this over, give it a good press, and I really like how that looks. So now what I want to do is I want to add some more of those seeds blowing away. So clean off these stamps. And I am going to mount that to just a regular block right here and stamp it a few more times. Could do this with the Stamparatus if I wanted to, but we'll just do it this way. And that is basically the design for this card. So I will attach this to the front of my card base. Here's my card base. And do you ever get smudges on your card base or any of your papers from a finger or an ink pad that wasn't supposed to touch it or something? Me too. I had this one lying here. I thought about putting it back so that you didn't see my smudge in the video. And then I thought, you know what? Everybody else gets smudges too. So here's an easy way to cover it up. So there is just a really simple and quick card that you can make with just one color of ink and some white cardstock. Now let's move on to card 2. And on this one, we are going to stamp using crumb cake cardstock. So this is the card base itself right here. And on this one, I wanted to use this big dandelion stamp. I also want to put this big greeting right underneath, I believe. Nope, I changed that. I am going to stamp on a separate piece for the greeting this time. Okay, so pick this up. And on this one, I am again going to do some neutral colors on this one. I decided just to use soft suede ink on this card. I just love cards that are browns. Tans and browns, all the natural colors. I think they are really pretty. So there's our dandelion. Now around the edge, I am going to stamp with this one, which was designed to fill in these dandelions and add some color, but I am going to use this just for a design around the edge. So bring my ink in here, and I'm just going to stamp a few times with this. So when you stamp a few times without re-inking, that is called stamping off. And my advice is always, when you're stamping off, to So on this one that I just did, if I turn this over, there is an ink line where that stamped off the edge. So you don't want to stamp all of this on your project now and get that strange ink line on there. So I just try to stamp less the second and third times than I did the first time, so you don't see that line. So we'll do that. I am debating, let's go ahead and stamp that right in there to add a little bit of color to the dandelion. And now we will stamp the greeting. So we'll stamp the greeting and pop it up on this piece of cardstock right here. So I'll try and get that lined up straight with my block, and it's a little bit hard when I cannot get my head right over what I'm stamping. See if I can get this stamped straight. And if I don't get it stamped straight, you know what that other side of the piece of paper is for? It is for stamping a second time, because heaven knows we have to stamp a second time lots of times. So we'll put some dimensionals back here. You could use regular adhesive if you want, or you could just stamp this right on the card front if you want. But I'm going to put it right here, and let's see, I think we'll put it right there. So there is another really simple card idea with the Garden Wishes set. Now with this one, we are going to add in a little bit more color and a couple of little techniques. So I have a piece of old olive cardstock, measures 3 3/4 by 5. And I am going to use this stamp. Let's mount it to this block. And on this one, I'm going to show you how to ink your stamp using 2 different colors. So what I'm going to do is I decided I want to get the top of this to stamp white and the bottom to stamp in old olive. So I am just going to line up the top of this with the white ink pad. And I want to make sure I get that whole top inked. And one of these times I'll get it. Okay, so now I got the whole top inked with the white. Now I want to do the same thing with the old olive, but I am doing the bottom part. And that almost lines up. I don't want to get my ink colors to mix, so I'm going to stop right there with just a tiny gap between that white and the old olive. I'm going to re-ink down here at the bottom, make sure I got that really good. And I am going to stamp that right up here. I'm doing above center because I want to stamp my greeting down at the bottom. Give it a good press. And here, so we got the green bottom and the white dandelion seeds at the top. I really like how that looks. So now we'll add a few more seeds. We will add a greeting at the bottom, and then we'll attach this to a card base. So here's the stamp for the seeds. We'll add a few more of them. And which greeting should we use? I think I'll use this one again that says, "Made with love for a true friend." And I was thinking about stamping that in green. Let's go with the white. I really like that subtle look of the white, so let's carry that through a little bit more. So now I'm going to let that dry for a second because the white takes just a couple of seconds to dry, and then we will add this to our card base, which is Bumblebee. I like the idea of using the dandelion colors, even though this dandelion has gone to seed. I like the idea of using the dandelion colors on my card. So we'll add that on, and just another really simple card. So now let me bring these back in and let's add just a couple of things to them. There are a few other stamps in this set that I had planned on using, and then I forgot, so let's get those out. There is this sweet little bee and a cute little swirly path to put behind the bee if you want to. So let's use these. I had planned on using them on one of the cards. Let's use it on this one right here with the soft suede. So first I will ink up the bee, and I'm going to stamp it right here, sitting on top of that dandelion. And then we will add the little swirly path as well. So ink that up and add it right there under that bee. Oh, I like that. Just adds a cute little detail to it. So if you love simple cards, you're just getting started, you want to leave them as is, that is perfect. What I find with simple cards is sometimes I like to add just some little embellishments just to add a little special touch. And once I add a few embellishments, I usually love my simple cards just as much as the ones that I put hours into. So I got some cute gems out. These come in a few different colors, so I thought they would be nice with these cards since they are a few different colors. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to, in the sticky end right here, to pick them up and add them to the cards. I think those will look cute mixed in with the seeds over here blowing away. This one, I am just going to put that one right there in the center. And on our crumb cake card, what should we do? Let's just sprinkle a few around. One down here. So now we can admire our cards. Really simple cards, a few little embellishments, and we put these together in just a few minutes. So hope this gives you some great ideas for some simple stamping cards. If you are interested in more really simple card ideas, I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel, click on the scrapping, stamping, and stuff, or search for it. Click on playlists, and you can find my playlist for simple stamping to find lots more ideas that are really simple and really quick and easy. Thanks so much for joining in today. For more information and links to the products used today, click in the video description box down below to visit my website. Make sure you also click down below to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell to receive notifications when I share new videos. I truly appreciate you being here, as well as every like, share, and comment that I receive. I'll see you again next time when I'll be back helping you to hand make with love.